Okay, Maria, back with another video, and I wanted to title this video "Equal Opportunity Employers," and I'm going to continue turning out these videos because it's good for me, and I'm looking at my life, and I'm like, you know what? I could be dead any minute now. I mean, any day my life could be taken from me, or it can get worse. Because I'm going to tell you what, these perps their tactics are goddamn evil. So every day I'm going to live my life the way I want to. And I mean, I've always been that way anyway, but I'm going to just start enjoying things a little bit more. And I want to talk about equal opportunity employers, because some of the people who got involved in this surprisingly claim to be an equal opportunity employer. Now, what is an equal opportunity employer? Many of you have heard of the EEOC, for example. Sometimes maybe I'll get into that later. But basically, an equal opportunity employer is an employer which follows the principles of equal opportunity in regards to hiring and promoting procedures, okay? So basically, they're not allowed to discriminate based on items such as race, gender. They're required to give equal opportunities to everyone. And there's ways of doing that, okay? Like, for example, in the hiring process, it's recommended to make sure that you ask each applicant the same question, okay? I have gone to interviews where the interview questions are different, because a lot of employers or managers really aren't prepared to give interview questions, so they're giving out different interview questions to different applicants. Now, funny, I have been asked questions like, "Oh, are you married? Do you have kids?" And these are the kind of questions that will get you in trouble with the EEOC, okay? EEOC is basically the governing, I guess it's a place, it's an agency that makes sure that people are operating within certain guidelines, okay, federal guidelines, okay? So, like, let's just say, for example, at the farmer's place, if I would have contacted the EEOC, they would have done some investigating, and they would have found out that this was a highly discriminatory case, okay? But, like, for example, you'll go to a job interview. I'll go to a job interview, and I was asked about, my marriage and how many kids do I have, and these sort of questions. And so these questions are being asked as a determining factor as to whether a person should be hired or not, okay? And that is against the law. Why? Because, every woman has the right to feed her kid, okay? And these are the things that are not supposed to be used to consider a person's employment. What is supposed to be focused on is the skills, okay? The skills that are acquired, the knowledge that they've received, and things like that. That's what's important, okay? So it's highly recommended that each applicant be asked the same question, because if you ever do have an issue relating to discrimination of any kind, if you ever, especially if you guys were stupid enough to write that down, like on an application or resume while they're auditing files or something, they will be able to identify that you were you were discriminating, okay? Now, in my case, what was I going to say? Okay, yeah, so it's highly recommended to do that. Now, in my case, I went through an agency when I got hired over at the place on, I think it was 20th Street, 21st Street, whatever. I don't remember. Downtown somewhere. And I'm not going to name the name of this company, okay? I mean, I know they were part of the gang stalking, as a matter of fact, because I mentioned that the manager had an issue with me, and she was a part of the surveillance crew. But, now, this is supposed to be an equal opportunity employer, okay? She was basically, now, for her to be a part of the gang stalking and to be a part of this particular group to keep me out of employment would be shocking, okay? Because if she is basically siding with Esther because of a religious issue, that would be a conflict of interest, and really somebody like that should not have a job, okay? Because if she doesn't know what an equal opportunity employer is, which her agency at that time was one who mentioned that and noted that, and they were supposed to be known for that. So that's what an equal opportunity employer is. And there's certain ways of hiring and evaluating employees that are going to be that are devoid of that. So you're basically looking at each applicant measure for measure. You know, how many years of experience does this particular applicant have? How many years of experience does this person have? Does this person know how to do this particular thing? And then you weigh it based on those things that matter, okay? That's one way of eliminating any sort of bias or favoritism, okay? And so that's what an equal opportunity employer does, okay? So in my case, if people are joining, if this particular organization foolishly got involved with a Christian network, well then guess what? That doesn't make any sense, okay? So there's a lot of people who are working in positions that don't make sense. Now, I think about a year ago, I did a rundown on the different discrimination laws, and you can review them. I'm going to put them in the description box. You know, like I said, I'm not trying to, I don't even know if there's time to save my life at this point. I really don't know. Okay, all I know is that I want to be remembered as somebody who was innocent. That's really important to me because I do believe that this is going to eventually lead to my death. I do. I do believe that. I believe it 100%. I do. And I have my reasons for believing that. Only because I know that most targets don't make it out of this system. Okay? They don't. The very reason that they don't is because employers, because of their behavior, make the candidate, the person who's being targeted, they make them seem undesirable to want or have to be hired, okay? Whether that be because they are creating issues like they're mobbing them or whatever, and it basically marks them for destruction, okay? So that means that, you know, people are going to look at me as something that they want to harass, they want to mistreat, they want to do whatever, and so that makes me very unfavorable in the eyes of an employer, okay? Because I don't have anything to market, I don't have anything that I could sell, I don't have any business partners or anything, I don't have any other means of taking care of myself, okay? So basically that puts me in a very fragile situation. So this is a program that's going to kill me in one way or another, whether it's because I can't sleep, through extreme exhaustion, I fall over a heart attack, stroke, or whatever. So I'm expecting something bad to happen. So I'm going to let these videos continue to be churned out because I think it's important for me to leave my mark. So going back to being an equal opportunity employer, these principles are supposed to be followed whether you are hiring, promoting, or terminating an employee. And like I said, these guidelines are important. Now, in a predominantly white environment such as Bakersfield has pretty much always been white. And I understand that they're uncomfortable with dealing with other races, okay? But, you know, you could at least grant a minority the right to go where maybe they could be accepted, okay? Instead of just trying to eliminate and destroy this person's life completely, okay? So since you don't have, you know, and that's one thing. There are some racists, there are some white supremacists who'd rather just be around white people, okay? And you know what? That's up to you, okay? But when you basically try to wipe somebody off the face of this earth, then that's something different, okay? You know, you could at least say, you know what, maybe we can't do something for her here, but maybe, you know, she'd be more comfortable in LA and maybe pave the way to make that person find their way where they're supposed to go, because there's no reason for me to be experiencing this, okay? So also following under those guidelines, the discrimination is the very fact that, you know, the marriage issue is also involved in it, the race issue is involved in it, and definitely the religious issue, okay? So if somebody calls himself an equal opportunity employer and is taking instructions from Esther Gooding, that makes absolutely no sense, okay? They're not to have any sort of affiliation with this at all. Now, if the EEOC was to go and audit their computer files and stuff like that and see that they were participating in this, and then the reasons, hey, you know, don't hire Maria because she never goes to a church or anything, that might be a problem. You know, this is just an example, okay? Because a lot of people, like I said, they don't realize what they're doing. Like a lot of the employment, whether that be employment posters relating to federal or state law, they don't get it. Even though they're in those positions, they don't understand exactly what they mean. They don't even know that they even exist, and when they really should, okay? So I'm going to wrap up this video. I think I made my point. And you know, I have never tried to be like stir up any racial issues in this town. As a matter of fact, when the whole issue happened at the farmer's place, I tried to keep it very quiet. But because there was a lot of people here who just wanted to jump on the, there was a heated issue with these people, I was accused of playing the race card when in fact I really didn't do anything because I didn't say anything. So I'm really glad to be able to just like turn out all these videos showing, hey, I'm innocent, I didn't do anything, because it's all these people's fault, okay? It's all their fault, 100%, okay? So, hey, you know what? You killed off an innocent person. Wrapping up this video. Have a great day.